All right, so now let's add some snow to the mountains. As well, we're gonna add some lines to make mountains go behind others, and some in front of the others. So on my sample, I have my sun right here, and I think I'm gonna do that in the same for this one here. I think I'm gonna put it in the same area. So in general, I'm going to do the brighter snow on the side with the sun so that it has a little bit more of a reflection from the light. And I'm doing this way and it's not comfortable, so I'm going to move my sample and I'm going to... So I like to add some snow, and then what I tend to do, I used to tool paint many years ago. So I'll take a white or a damp brush and I'll just soften the edge so that I don't have a harsh line. And then I'm going to put the brighter snow on this one on this side. Make sure you're using the same side as you used before with the white to soften. Now right here I had some, I just put the snow right on top of the mountain, but I'm just going to put a little bit of snow on the opposite side. Just because there would be snow there. It just doesn't need to be as bright as the side that is reflecting from the sun. And this is something I'm doing it quite quick right now, but typically I'd be spending a little bit more time being a little bit more careful. I want to make sure that I don't make the video too long. I'm just going to add a little bit of white to the edge of the brush there. And I want to make sure that I have some, like I'm going to put some right there, and I want to go down a little bit so there's a dark going behind the light part. That's what gives the illusion of, it gives the look of one mountain going behind the other. And you'll notice I took some white off of here. I don't necessarily want to have snow on top of every single thing. I want there to be lights and darks. There's going to be in nature some parts that are a little bit brighter than others. And then soften the bottom line. I don't want to have a harsh line there. And then I'm going to make this one go in front of this one here. And acrylic paint is quite forgiving while it's still wet. While it's still wet, you can always wipe it off. Once it's dry, you can't. But while it's still wet, you can keep manipulating it and you can dry it off, and you have a little bit of control that way with it. It's not something that the second you have it down, you are committed and it is there permanently. You have a little bit of drying time. It does dry fairly quick, so I wouldn't wait like 10 minutes, but you do have a little bit of time. And I'm just kind of putting a little bit of angle, just kind of like there's a ridge here on the side of that mountain. And these mountains are far away, so you're not going to get a ton of detail from them. I want to put a little tiny bit of snow here, but I don't want it as bright as the other side. And I want to soften that line there. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a touch of pink, because I want kind of a, if you look at mountains in the sunset, if you've got a nice pink sky, there's just a slight reflection of it on, see how much color there is in that pink there. There will be a little bit of a reflection from the sky on the snow. So I'm just going to add just a touch. It's not a lot. I'm not doing it over the entire pink part that I have there, just a little bit. That brush has got some water in it, so let's dry that off. And if you wanted to and felt a little bit more comfortable, you could wait for your white to dry completely first and then add the pink. That'll give you a little bit more control. Just because sometimes if the paint below is a little bit wet, it tends to like to lift it up a little bit. So, all right, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna put just a touch over here. And anytime I'm touching it, I've got a little bit of paint here from the first time I did it. I wanna make sure to use that same side, because if I do it this way, I'm gonna get a streak somewhere else on my painting. All right, that back one is done. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the front one. Just making sure to take the pink off of that brush there. The thing that I'm gonna do with the front one though is I'm going to, I've got quite a bit of pink in that other pile of white there, so I wanna make sure I've got some fresh white here. I'm going to just put paint on my bigger brush just on the corner. And then I want to work. So I'm gonna make this mountain in front of this one here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go like this. And sometimes you'll have ridges in the paint that will make it stop a little bit. That's okay. So this one here is darker, so it's gonna go behind that other one there. And I'm not putting as much of the white on these front ones simply because they're more in the foreground. In my mind, they're a little bit lower elevation than the ones in the back, and therefore would have a little bit less snow. I'm just gonna put some white on the other side but the top. But by having your brush here and only putting the corner in the paint, it's going from dark to light along my paintbrush there. So I tend not to have to soften it as much on the bottom, and I find this works best for me for the front mountains. So the other ones, I'm gonna go like this. And then right here, I'm just gonna put just a touch at the top. A little bit right there. There we go. So by having some dark and then the light streak in front of it, it just gives the illusion of one mountain being behind the other or in front of the other, whatnot. I'm going to leave that to completely dry, and it shouldn't take too long. Acrylic paint doesn't take a long time to dry. Once it's completely dry, we're going to add the sun. We're going to add the sun and the little starburst, or not the starburst, little light streaks, and then we're going to do our tree line to prepare for the bottom part of our painting.